Hillbillies in the hospital. Was visiting my brother, and he had gone to deal with his ostomy bag at the hospital. He went into the bathroom, and I hear, "Oh no!" And what? He goes, and he says, "I spilled." And I said, "What?" His pants got dirtied. So he went and he washed them with soap and water, his underpants. And he washed them with soap and water and everything. And now he's, "How am I going to get these dry? How am I going to get I don't have another pair. Or didn't think to bring one. Or didn't know any better," whatever. And in this room, all the rooms are pretty much the same. They have a bed, a window, a TV on a mount on the wall up high, and next to the TV was an oscillating fan, the kind that goes back and forth. And a dry erase board so the nurses can write down their names, like, you know, who's on duty and all that. And their little phone number. They all, instead of calling on the nurse call button, which you can still do, it rings at the nurse's station, but no one's hardly ever there. Nurses all have their own little cell phone that clips onto their pocket. Most of the hospitals around here work this way. And the cell phone has its own number, like 18063 or something. And so the nurse writes her name down, like Lisa, and then 18063. So if he needs a nurse, he picks up the room phone and he dials that number, which goes directly to her cell phone. If she can't answer it right away, he leaves a message of what he wants or needs. And the nurses are all kept track of in the hospital too. They have these little devices that clip on their collar. And I said, "Is that a radiation device or something?" She said, "No. It's kind of like Big Brother watching you." She said, "They can keep track of where we are at all times." And I said, "Oh, so if they're watching on the screen and all these little dots converge in one spot, they know there's something going on." And she laughed. What was I saying? Oh, anyway, my brother, the underwear was wet. And he is a very large person, and his underpants you could use for a small sailboat. So by the window was like an air conditioning unit, and he set them on there, but the air doesn't blow out of there very well. I said, "That's not going to dry them." So he rolled them up in a towel and pressed on the towel and dried somewhat, but they were still wet. And I said, "How about if we..." hang them on the fan. So you had these underpants hanging over the edge of the fan, and they're blowing like a big sail. Oh God. And we were laughing. I said, just think of it, someone comes in now, it's like hillbillies in the hospital. It did dry them. It did dry them. It took about, I don't know, about 30 to 40 minutes to dry them, but it did dry them. The room didn't smell too good. And when I went down to they were like half dry, and I went to like change them around and put a different part of the elastic over the fan, it fell in my face. Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! If I have to go up there today again, which I probably will, I'm taking plenty of things like underwear and extra things for him. I don't want to deal with any more crap. Literally. Hillbillies in the hospital. Ooh, upward and onward.